times more easier. By the way, this was my first time making a DIY t-shirt, and I think I did a pretty good job. The only thing is that because this was my first time making a shirt, I had to like place my camera differently and I had to make a new setup for it. So the frame kept shifting on and on. You'll see in the video that the shirt is like changing its place on and on. So I'm sorry about that, but I hope that you liked the video anyway. And let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see more shirt ideas. I hope that you guys enjoy watching this video. If you do, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, then you can maybe click the subscribe button down below. With that all being said, let's get started. Okay guys, so to make the whole thing way more easier, I've made a template for you guys which you can go ahead and download, print it out, and then you want to take a pair of scissors and cut it out. This is basically creating a stencil for you, so this is going to make it way more easier. And you might want to also cut out the Nutella writing as well, because writing Nutella can be a bit tricky. Next, I have a plain white t-shirt. You can use an old one or a new one, whatever floats your boat. And here I'm placing the stencil on top and I'm going to tape it down with some scotch tape. You can also use pearl pins for this, but make sure that you pin it down really well, because you don't want this to be moving around and ruining everything. I should have done this earlier, but right now I am taking a piece of cardboard and I'm putting it in between the shirt, inside of the shirt basically, and this is because sometimes the paint does seep through the layers, so this is going to prevent that. To make the actual Nutella, I'm using some fabric paint, and here you can see that I'm painting it down. So basically you want to section it out. You want the lid, then the brown part, then the label white part, and then the brown part again. So you can go ahead with a pencil or a pen and just mark it down. I marked it down with some white paint, which you can barely even see, but I promise you it's there. And I'm just filling it in with brown first, and then I'm going to go in with white and fill in the white areas. I completely forgot, but if you don't have fabric paint, you can buy fabric medium and you can mix it in with your acrylic paint, and it essentially converts your acrylic paint into fabric paint. So if you don't want to buy fabric paint, you can buy a fabric medium and mix it in with your acrylic paints. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I think it's really useful. And here I am taking the stencil off. I didn't paint the label part yet. That's because it's pretty easy now for me to make the shape. So I'm just peeling the paper off very carefully so that I don't get paint anywhere. I'm going back in with some white and I'm filling in the remaining area. This is really hard to see, but I promise you there is paint on there. Next, I'm going to take some black fabric paint and I'm going to outline the entire thing. If you have any problems using a paintbrush to outline, you can buy a fabric marker as well so that you can use a marker for it. But I had no problems because the outline is very thick, and making a thick outline is easier than a thin outline. So just very carefully I'm outlining it. And another thing that I wanted to talk about is that do not get this paint anywhere else on the shirt, because if it gets anywhere else, you will not be able to remove it. So be very careful. If you want, you could probably put like some, I don't know, paper around the area just in case. Here's when the Nutella stencil comes in handy. So I'm putting the Nutella stencil on top and I'm outlining it using a pencil. I just need a very rough outline so that I have an idea of where I want the placement, how is the font. So I'm just making a very rough outline, and then I'm going to fill it in with paint. By mistake, I started with red for some reason. I don't know why. But luckily I figured it out that I was supposed to use black for the end and then use red for the rest of it. So here I'm just filling it all up. You guys know that I cannot resist myself from putting a face on pretty much every single thing I make. Today I'm going to make a laughing face on the Nutella, so I'm making a very rough outline again for the placement and just to make it easier. So here I have some black paint again, and I'm filling it all up. And when I was doing the mouth, I was kind of going to do it differently, but it wasn't looking that great. So then I just made the usual like laughing face, but I was trying to do it differently. As you can see right now, it's going to change up a little bit. Once that's all done, let it dry flat for about 4 to 5 hours, and there is your completed Nutella t-shirt. That's pretty much it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.